I keep coming back to this thought that we might have misunderstood heaven and hell completely. Maybe they're not places, maybe they're states of consciousness. Because if they were actual destinations, then how do we explain the fact that some people are already living in both of them right now? Because you can give someone everything they've ever wanted: money, status, the body they dreamed of, the relationship they begged the universe for, and somehow they still feel empty, still anxious, still looking around, wondering why happiness never arrived. If your mind feels like a prison every day, if you're constantly at war with yourself, if peace feels impossible no matter what you achieve, then what exactly separates that from hell? And on the other hand, I've seen people who have every reason to be sad, to be miserable. Their lives are messy, nothing is going according to the plan. They've lost people, they've been disappointed by life more times than they can count. Yet they carry this strange peace with them. Not because they're pretending, not because they're spiritually superior, but because they stopped arguing with reality. They stopped demanding that life be different before they allowed themselves to feel okay. And that's what fascinates me. Because maybe suffering isn't created by life. Maybe suffering is created by resistance. Maybe pain is natural, but suffering is what happens when you keep telling your brain that this wasn't supposed to happen to me, this is not fair, this shouldn't be happening. And suddenly one painful moment turns into a decade of suffering. Not because the event stays, but because the story stays. The breakup lasts only a day, but the story lasts 10 years. The failure happened once, but the identity of being a failure lasted forever. And then I started wondering something even stranger, that how much of our suffering actually belongs to us. Because from the moment we're born, we're taught how suffering is supposed to look. Movies teach us, stories teach us, songs teach us, the social media teaches us. We're told that heartbreak should destroy us. We're told grief should consume us. That if something leaves, we're supposed to spend years haunted by it. And don't get me wrong, pain is real, loss is real, grief is real. But sometimes I wonder if we've become so attached to suffering because we've romanticized it. Because once suffering becomes part of who you think you are, it's impossible to let go. Letting go starts to feel dangerous, because who would you be without it? And maybe that's why some people stay stuck, not because they enjoy suffering, but because they've built a home inside it. Then there's this idea I can't stop thinking about. I actually talked about this in my previous video, that what if the devil isn't a being? What if the devil is a frequency? Not some creature with horns or fire, but what if the devil is a state of consciousness? Or maybe a pattern that keeps pulling you away from yourself. A pattern that thrives on fear, guilt, shame, hatred, jealousy, comparison. The constant feeling that maybe everyone else has something that you don't. That you're not enough, that happiness is somewhere else, that peace is somewhere else. That you need to become someone else before you're allowed to feel whole. Perhaps that's the voice we've been calling devil all along. And if that's true, then maybe heaven as well is a frequency. Not a reward, not a destination, a state. A state of finally being here, fully here. Not trapped in yesterday, not terrified of tomorrow, just here. Drinking the tea, watching the rain, talking to someone you love, or looking at the sky without needing something. And the weird thing is that nothing changes. The world is exactly the same. The only thing that changes is consciousness. The observer, the lens through which everything is experienced. Which brings me to what might be the most important realization of all, that maybe we're not our thoughts, we're the thing watching them. The anger appears, you watch it. The sadness appears, you watch it. The fear appears, you watch it. Thoughts come and go, emotions come and go, identities come and go, but the awareness behind them remains. And maybe that spirituality is something what every spiritual tradition has been trying to point to. not a religion or a belief, but rather an experience of remembering that you are the sky, not the weather. Because if heaven and hell are states of consciousness, then the real question isn't where will I go after I die. Maybe the real question is what state of consciousness are we living in right now. Because a person can walk through paradise while living in hell, and another can walk through hardships while carrying heaven within them. And if that's true, then maybe heaven and hell were never waiting for us after death. They've been waiting inside us all along.